What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Legitico Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with everything that the government does, because the government's constantly making moves. They're constantly doing stuff that we need to know about, right? As voters, as citizens of this great United States, we need to know what they're doing. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring you the news and give you my opinion on it. If you disagree with my opinion, let me know down in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys. You guys are the best. Some of y'all, we go back and forth. We have honest discourse with some of the people on this channel, and it's great, and we need to keep that up. We need more of that right now with all the confusion and everything that's going on in this world as we speak. We need more transparency. We need more discourse back and forth. But what's up, everybody? How the hell's your day going, by the way? Yeah, we got a pretty good day. As you can see, I'm sorry, my hands are kind of dirty. Yeah, we had a rough one today at work, so you know how it is sometimes. Sometimes you just have bad days and nothing seems to go right, but you can't do nothing about it, can you? You just gotta just push right on through and just keep right on moving, and that's what we doing around here. But what's up, y'all? Let's go ahead and get into some news right quick, because yeah, these people want World War III. The Biden administration, I talk about this ad nauseum all the time. Some of y'all might be sick of hearing me talk about the Biden administration and just how bad they are, because they are really bad, y'all. I read the news, I read all the stuff that Biden does, and it's just insane. Like, you know, Putin has drawn a line. Says, you know, if you try to put Ukraine in NATO, it's World War III. So what does the Biden administration do? Blinken, Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Just screw it. We don't care. We'll take World War III. They want World War III, folks. That's the only explanation for this. These people want millions of people to die. Do you think that a nuclear-armed country, when pushed into a corner, because, you know, our army, we can go over to Europe and decimate Russia. There's no question about that. With the combined forces of NATO, yeah, we would absolutely decimate Russia. So what are they going to do when pushed to existential extinction, essentially? Yeah, they're going to fire off the nukes. And they have more nukes than we have. And nobody wants this, except for some insane Democrats who think it's okay to say, oh, well, Putin said World War III if we have Ukraine join NATO. Let's see if he'll really do it. It's like, what? What are y'all thinking over there? I mean, I'm some half-wit, right? I'm not no smart academic type, right? I work with my hands all day. I set glass, commercial storefront, we put glass. Put window frames in, essentially. That's what I do for a living. And so I'm not some smart guy, but I can see that, yeah, Putin said that. How about let's not push that? Why would we push war? I don't get it, but let's get into and see exactly what Antony Blinken said. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reaffirmed the U.S. commitment for Ukraine to eventually join NATO, but held back commitments ahead of the alliance's annual summit, which will take place in Washington in July. Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Our purpose at the summit is to help build a bridge to that membership, Blinken told reporters Thursday in Brussels. NATO allies agreed at the 2023 summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, that Ukraine can join NATO when certain conditions are met, but sparked criticism from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Baltic allies for failing to set concrete goals and a timeline for Kyiv to join the alliance. Ukraine's supporters are crafting ways to demonstrate robust international support for Kyiv that can be announced at NATO's Washington summit, marking the 75th anniversary of the alliance. The deliverables are consequential amid concerns over waning U.S. commitment to support Ukraine, with House Republicans holding up additional American assistance and fears that the return of former President Trump to the White House could see a retreat of the U.S. from its commitments to its allies and partners. That's funny that they should go out there and start talking about its commitments to its allies and partners. What about its commitments to the Soviet Union when they said NATO will not move one single inch to the east. Yeah, they have just thrown that completely away and said screw it, and have done nothing but moved to the east ever since then, right? And it's crazy. Like, why would you want to push their buttons? It doesn't make any sense to me, you guys, and it blows my freaking mind every single time that they get up there and we've got the Ukrainian president coming over here lobbying Congress for $60 billion freaking dollars, right? And then you have somebody who was adamantly against Ukrainian aid in its war with Russia, right? Because we all know Russia invaded Ukraine. Putin's an evil dictator, probably. Yeah, evil for sure, dictator probably, but this guy, Mike Johnson, was against Ukraine aid because he said, well, from his words, right, there's no plan here. You know, what's the end goal with this? What is your exit strategy with this? How are we going to do this? Where's the money going? But there's no accountability to where any of this money goes. It just goes there and we don't see it again. U.S. tax dollars, right? Now, we have a lot of problems in our own country that we need to handle first before we start shoveling money to Ukraine at the tune of $60 billion. We've already given them $113 billion. The NATO alliance, everybody put together, has given over $200 billion. That is an insane amount of money to fund war. And not a single ambassador or negotiator has been sent to try to negotiate peace. Okay, I take that back. They did have some peace talks, but what did the UK Prime Minister come in and do? He sacked it and said, no, we're going to fight Russia to the bloody end. Well, hang on, dude. What do you mean we're going to fight Russia to the bloody end? We're not fighting Russia. It's Ukraine fighting Russia. So what are these people talking about? They want war with Russia, and I don't want war at all. We need to somehow get these people to understand that the American people don't want war, right? You go look at the polls, 70% of Americans say no funding of Ukraine. And yet, as soon as Congress comes back from its little break, that's the first thing they're going to do. That's what Mike Johnson has prioritized. Mike Johnson has been the biggest disappointment in political history, if you ask me, because like I said, I knew of him before. You know, a lot of people didn't know who Mike Johnson was. Well, I watch a whole lot of House Judiciary Committee hearings. I watch a lot of House Oversight Committee hearings. I watch a lot of those committee hearings, and I've seen Mike Johnson in these committee hearings, and he was a hawk on the Judiciary Committee, right? I liked a lot of what he said. I'm like, this is a good, upstanding conservative. I didn't really know him, but I like the stuff he says in these committee hearings. I'm not going to put him on the list of good congressmen, but he says all the right things. But once again, a politician will be a politician as soon as he gets the power. It's almost like they're blackmailing him for some reason, because he's totally turned on a freaking dime ever since he became speaker. Right? He was totally against Ukraine aid. He's against abortions. He's a Christian conservative, or supposedly, right? But, you know, like that last funding bill we just had, funded abortions, late-term abortions, up to the point of birth. You know, it pays for abortions in the military. It did nothing for our southern border. It did nothing to help out the people of the United States whatsoever. It boosted our $1.5 trillion deficit spending up to $1.7 trillion deficit spending. And now we have things like this.
The government, in their infinite wisdom, decided to discover whether or not if you gave gin to a sunfish versus tequila, which would make the sunfish more aggressive. Think about it. These are pressing problems. $100,000 to give tequila to sunfish and gin and see which one made them more aggressive. Republicans and Democrats, they voted to double the budget for the National Science Foundation. What else do they do at the National Science Foundation? Let's see. Nearly $1 million spent studying whether or not Japanese quail, if you give them cocaine, whether or not they're more sexually promiscuous. Your tax dollars. So anytime they're up here bragging about what they're doing, it's worth borrowing the money, you remind them what they're spending it on. Nearly $1 million to study Japanese quail to see if they're more sexually promiscuous when they take cocaine. Another earmark that we discovered in this bill is $1.5 million to encourage video gaming in New York. Now, you know, I've got nothing against people who play video games, sure. But $1.5 million to encourage people? I've seen kids. I don't think they need any encouragement. In fact, we might be better off spending $1.5 million to discourage kids from playing video games. The next earmark is $1 million for Martha's Vineyard Hospital, one of the richest zip codes in the United States. I've been to Martha's Vineyard. It's beautiful, but I can only afford to go one time. But the thing is, if you live there, that's wonderful. I'm all for wealthy people. I love that they have all these beautiful homes. I think President Obama may have a place there.
And you and I are paying for that. That's insane to me. What is going on in politics to where we're having to pay for some stuff that doesn't benefit anybody whatsoever, right? Like, it just blows my mind. These people talk about this crap all the time, and they do these things, they put this stuff in these bills, and it makes no damn sense. But I've gone off on a tangent. We're talking about Ukraine, right? I understand. I don't think it was a good thing for Putin to invade Ukraine. He had his reasons. I don't necessarily agree with those reasons. I don't think there's any justifiable reason you can give to invade another country and start killing people, right? And Putin needs to be held to account for that. But why are we trying to push his freaking buttons? That makes no sense. World war is never good. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, because this blows my freaking mind that these people are just like, screw it, we'll just go to war. Who cares, right? Just blows my freaking mind. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. You guys are the best. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.